So, Saving Private Ryan, that's the big blockbuster action movie of this year. It's a Spielberg movie, but it's a somber Spielberg affair for what he's been doing.
Yeah.
I mean, it's an action movie, but it's also it's serious subject matter.
Yeah,
it's not we're not shooting aliens.
We're not
anymore.
making contact. We're not hugging aliens.
He'd sort of danced around World War II in a silly, cartoony way, you know, and stuff like Indiana Jones and other movies. And this time really ran straight at it. Well,
and his TV series also,
41,
Amazing Stories, had some great World War II stories in it.
In Schindler's List. But I mean, this is one of the great war movies, maybe the great war movie.
And it's so, I mean, like the opening scene, the Omaha Beach storm, like it's so iconic, and like you can see after this movie came out, war movies changed.
Yeah.
Like they all showed like this kind of scary moment where, you know, when battle erupts, that, you know, it's just deafening and chaos, and like you don't know where you are, you don't know which direction to go. You see bodies everywhere, and like the iconic sound effects too of like the grenade going off, and it's in every video game now.
You mentioned like how effective it is though, but it does it without the usual Hollywood conventions of like flame and muzzle flashes. Like everything is very dry. I mean, like literally dry, like the visuals and the sounds, which I think is probably a lot more realistic.
And when you can't hear, it gets even creepier, right? Like when the sound is muffled out.
Oh yeah.
Oh, when you get like a little concussion from the grenade blast or whatever.
Extremely disorienting, and you know, great use of like shaky cam, using it properly instead of as a crutch. You know, it's disorienting and confusing for the audience, and which way's up, and it's just a master craft.
The other thing, if you rewatch that scene, you'll notice that the Nazis are total ciphers. You actually don't really see the Nazis in any, like in the beginning scenes. They're just like tiny little dots in the pillboxes up there shooting. It's all centered around the soldiers storming the beach, and it's just very, very powerful.
Every foot
like
of ground,
force of nature of the waves and the bullets and everything.
They gain ground in an honest way, and it feels like a believable space. Like you can picture in your head, like, okay, they've just taken, you know, they've crossed 10 yards, so they have this farther to go before they can get up to the hill. Like, it feels like a very real space before they sort of earn, you know, their climb up the hill after a lot of them didn't make it.
That's true of all the sequences in the movie where they have the sniper sort of over the city square and everything. It's very, very tactical.
It was very shocking, right? That sequence when it came out, that's what everybody talked about. But then as the movie progressed, I mean, there's a certain level of sweetness to it, right? Like the story is a woman is about to get 3 letters saying 3 of her 4 sons have been killed in the war, and so now, you know, they're trying to save the 4th and bring him home, right? That's the whole background behind the story. There's that sweetness to it, like you know, it's worth rescuing this person even though he's a nobody, but he becomes special in this war. But then it also has, like, you know, we talked about the creepy like kill scenes, and like it has all these really weird, memorable, scary moments.
And great performances by Tom Sizemore, Edward Burns, and Matt Damon's in it. I think before I knew much about Matt Damon.
That's what's interesting is they deliberately cast Matt Damon. They cast, you know, a nobody. They wanted, you know, they wanted kind of a pretty boy, pretty face, but not a well-known actor. And then he'd become huge before the movie came out. You know, it's like in the time he was cast, from the time the movie came out, he became a superstar. So I mean, that plan unfortunately.
Oh really?
Didn't pan
So
out.
people did know him. From what?
Oh, I would have to look. Maybe Good Will Hunting.
Yeah, it would have been Good Will Hunting.
But Tom Hanks too. I mean, often, you know, was the funny man. You know, like we knew him from movies like Big more than these dramatic roles. Now his career has completely changed. Of course, you know, you've seen him in Road to Perdition and all this stuff. But that was an unusual role for him at the time too.